Welcome to Motorhome Specialists. Today we're going to be talking about the Entegra Esteem XL 33F Bunkhouse floor plan, one of the best looking motorhomes on the planet. Hi, I'm Nolan O'Bannon.
And my name is Elisha Bendele.
Today we're going to talk about the Esteem XL and start over here with the chassis. It's a great setup for that customer that's looking for that more off-road style setup, a little bit more back roads camping here. You're going to have a great platform to start with. You got the Ford F600 chassis with the high output 6.7 liter power stroke. So you're going to have lots of torque and lots of towing capacity and also great cargo capacity.
Yeah, this one has about 4,300 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. Again, that's different unit to unit. They're going to weigh every single one there at the factory to make sure that they get the right cargo carrying capacity. So don't quote us to that if you look at other ones, it doesn't have that. But.
Right, yeah, it's going to be close to that.
Yep. So the Entegra Esteem is probably one of the best-selling Super Cs in this kind of category right now. Very similar to a Dynamax Asada 5 or Asada 6 or that their Jayco counterpart product, but very, very well made. Entegra, if you didn't know, is one of the only brands for motorized that has a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. So it's kind of a big deal with Entegra. You get 2 full years of warranty. Most other manufacturers give you 1 year of warranty. One of the reasons why we love Entegra as a partner, they just build a great product and they warranty it and stand behind their product really well.
Yeah, I think that 2-year warranty is a huge deal. Lets you know that they put their money where their mouth is, all right? So
this one's loaded up with a ton of really cool features though. So this one's got the full body paint option. This one has the blackout wheels. This is the blackout package with these really, really great looking rims. Honestly, probably one of the best looking Super Cs that's out there.
Yeah, I think the paint job on it's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a full body paint Esteem XL come through here yet. This is one of the first ones here at this dealership, but they just killed it with this paint. Looks really, really good. And also, one of the cool things that separates Entegra from some of the competitors too is like Elisha was saying, the construction of them, how they build them. And you can see that right away with the front cap, right? It's a one-piece front cap.
Yep.
And we'll show you when we get inside, but it's kind of hard to see right here. But there is a mountain view window up there, which is really cool when you're in a beautiful setting. There's a giant window up there so you can kind of see the outside and bring some of that natural light into the coach as well.
So Entegra doesn't do anything really bad at all. When they talk about construction, they overbuild things. So that window you're talking about, the mountain view window, they overbuild that. They actually automotive bond that windshield into the front so there won't be any leaking. It's bonded in the same way you have your front windshield on the chassis bonded in. So made to last. Again, you have that one-piece front cap. Then on the top, on the roof, you have a one-piece fiberglass pebble grain roof.
Yep.
A lot of brands, even in this price point, for Super C, they're using a TPO roof.
Yeah.
Entegra doesn't do that. No, they warranty for 2 years, but they give you the best construction quality as well.
Yeah, and also their floors and walls are vacuum bonded. So
it's a big deal.
It is huge, yeah. So let's do a walk around on it real quick, let you see what's new on this and answer some questions.
All right, so we're going to try to make this video pretty quick, so we'll be brief on the outside. But we're going to kind of throw a bunch of features out at you that you're probably not going to find on some other brands in this price point. So don't be too shocked. First, you're going to have on the Entegra Esteem XL a triple electric entry step. May seem like something small, but when the doors open, that step is really close to the ground. At night, could you imagine having a step way up there to try to get into the coach? Well, that's what you're going to have with most other brands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice feature.
Everything that we're going to mention on this coach, here's the great thing about Entegra, one of the reasons why I love Entegra. Everything we're going to mention on this coach is standard equipment with Entegra. So a lot of other brands, to get a coach that actually you would want to buy, the dealer has to option all these options on. Problem with that is when you go to trade-in later on, you don't get the value of those options back in trade-in value. With Entegra you do, because basically everything that we're going to show you today is standard. These frameless windows are standard. This 18-foot awning standard. That exterior TV, standard.
Yep.
Rear ladder, standard. The only options on this, that we actually have optioned on this, are the theater seating, the aluminum rims, the
second AC,
and the 12-volt, 15 cubic foot refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's only one option missing on this, and it's a sun folding shade. So at MHS, we option every single option that we can possibly put on here, except for maybe that sun folding windshield shade.
And probably the reason we didn't is I didn't have it at the time.
Probably didn't, yeah.
So we try to put everything on there that we can. And that's the great thing of buying from Motorhome Specialists is you know that you're going to buy a coach with just about every option on there that you can get, but you're going to be paying prices of something that didn't, right? So that kind of separates us because of our buying power. We can do things a little bit differently. Get you a fully loaded coach at a base price.
Yeah, we're the #1 volume selling dealership in the world for motorized. So if you're looking for a motorhome, this is the Disneyland of RV shopping. You can come here. We have about 600 units on the ground at any given time. We have really everything you could possibly ever think of: colors, exterior colors, interior colors, different models, and floor plans. We've got it all here at MHS.
Yeah. So as we're going down here, I noticed on the other side of the TV here is a little badge here, Easy Drive Elite. That's something that is unique to Entegra product. So kind of going into a little bit of that, that's going to give you upgraded stabilizers underneath the coach. This coach has a Hellwig helper spring in it too. So it's going to also balance that drive shaft. So this is probably going to be one of the best driving Super Cs
hands down
in the market.
Yeah.
So really cool system that they do. Again, with Entegra, it's not what you see, it's what you don't see. Those things that they do that are going to give the coach great value, make it safer, make it a better driving vehicle for you.
That's accurate. However, there is one thing you can see on this coach, and again, we're going to remind you, this is a Bunkhouse Super C. The amount of storage that you can see on this coach is ridiculous. You'll see inside, Nolan's going to show you a bit about the storage, but we'll start on the outside with all this storage. So if you open that up, I mean, you got tons of storage compartments here. They're all rotocast storage, so it's not like a plywood floor or a steel floor that's going to rust out after a while and fall through. It's rotocast. You can get that wet, no problem. It's going to last for a long time.
Yep.
Moving on down the coach. Yep. A little more storage here. Bunch more storage in these compartments.
So whole side of this coach has got nothing but storage in it.
That's massive.
Yep. And then right down here, those of you that like to cook when you're camping, it's got an LP quick connect on it, so it's a low pressure 1/4 inch. Comes right off the propane tank, so if you've got a little grill, you can hook into it right here. And then this right here, 10-gallon gas electric water heater. So you don't have to burn propane all the time, so you just need you can use the electric side for any hot water needs there.
Most other brands have a 6-gallon.
Yeah.
Right? So you can take longer showers than this one. It's fantastic. Moving on to the back of the unit. Again, we talked about a rear ladder. That's a standard feature. Towing capacity on this one, Nolan, off the top of your head?
I think it's 12,000 pounds on this typically. Yeah. So with the F600 chassis, most people are using an F550 chassis. This is used the F600, so a little bit better towing capacity.
So if you're going to be towing a car and going into the mountains, which a lot of typical buyer for this kind of coach is going to be going kind of more off the beaten path. One of the worst things is when you're towing a car going up a mountain and you can't get over like 50 miles an hour. With that high output engine and this chassis, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, you won't even know your car's back there.
Yeah.
So
obviously you got a backup camera and then side view cameras on this. It's loaded up. Anything you could possibly think of.
Yep. And kind of over here on this side, there is something I like to show. This has 2 tanks on it. So instead of having just a standard 24 gallons of diesel, you've got actually on this one, it's a total of 64 gallons of diesel
Wow.
on it. Yeah, so you're going to be able to go a little bit further than the next guy, right? Also, one of the cool things I like about Entegra is their wet bay area is very clean, very organized, very easy to use. There's some nozzles in here. They give you a platform there to show you exactly how you should turn the nozzles to make sure that you're got your water setups proper. So really cool, easy to
That
use.
slide topper standard?
Yeah,
Standard.
yeah.
It's Entegra, of course
Yep,
it's standard,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
You should have a 6,000 watt, quiet diesel 6,000 watt generator. So definitely nice that you do have that extra fuel capacity for this diesel generator. You know, imagine if you just had the 24 gallon and then you're trying to run your generator.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to go camping off the grid for very long at all.
Right.
But with this, you definitely can.
Yep. And if I remember right, the propane capacity on this is like 56 gallons. It's a lot of propane. Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah. And the other cool thing I like about Entegra is they do things like this. It's always a pain to get to your batteries, right? That's one of the biggest pains I see on coaches. But with Entegra, they do things differently. They put this on a little more rod slide out tray. So if you need to change out your batteries or just do some maintenance on them, keep them clean, very easy to get to.
I think they do things like this just because Entegra, for the longest time, all they built was diesel pushers, right? All they built was high-end, $500,000 to $1 million diesel pushers. That's what they started doing years ago. I don't know exactly when they started off the top of my head, but it's been a long time where they've been building diesel pushers. And more recently, they got into Super Cs and gas coaches. So all the little things they thought of on these diesel pushers that people like about their diesel pushers kind of translate down into the gas coaches and the Super Cs like this.
That's right. Yeah, and we're going to
Very
see
well
some of that when we get inside too with the Firefly system. That's something they started in diesel and moved it now into almost every coach that they build. So
That's pretty awesome.
yeah.
You have leather seats up here. They're all power seats. They look fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice open cab in that F600 chassis.
Yeah. And there's two things I wanted to point out to people on this too. Those pedals down there, those are power. So you can adjust those to the length of your leg. So it makes it a little bit better for those long trips. You know, you're usually driving 5-6 hours at a time. So you can really set that up. And then also this little button right here, that's an emergency start. So God forbid you left your headlights on or something like that and you kill your battery, you can hit that switch. It'll pull off the chassis batteries, off the house batteries, and help you start the truck.
I've used that more times than I want to admit.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Let's check out the inside.
yeah.
All right, let's check out the inside of the, I almost said Accolade, but this is an Esteem. But it looks like an Accolade. It looks fantastic inside.
Yeah.
And the interior of this is dialed in. I think this specific color package looks fantastic, in my opinion. Everything just ties together really well. But I'm going to kind of take the front area of this, Nolan will take the back. I want to point out a couple things that set the Entegra Esteem XL apart. So first thing is you're going to have seat belts in every seating position. So this dinette has seat belts in it, not only back there for 2 people, but up here for 2 people. And then you have seat belts in those theater seating. You may think, oh, that's not a big deal. But if you haven't purchased a motorhome before or looked at other brands don't do this. Some brands may, if you're lucky, put seatbelts back here, but they won't put seatbelts on the rear-facing seats. And the reason why is because it costs more money. They have to put more steel in there. They have to do a pull test to make sure that it passes that pull test. There's some DOT requirements. Entegra wants to give it all to you and make sure that you could actually have 6 passengers back here on your trip. So kind of a big deal. This has no legs in the dinette table. That's a big deal as well, because the worst thing is trying to sit in here and then you can't, 4 people can't sit here because you have these legs in the way. So a dream dinette, really easy to use. This has the theater seating option, the way we optioned this, Bunkhouse 33F. And then up in this area, a couple things to point out. We talked about that windshield, but it's got an electric shade for it. I love this because when you are out camping, this lets a lot of light inside. It tends to get a little bit dark in here, especially on a gloomy, rainy day, if you don't have that windshield up there.
Yeah, and look at the size of the bunk.
That's massive.
Huge.
And you have a TV up here. I mean, if I were a kid camping, this would be awesome.
Yes.
Put your little Xbox up here,
Yeah.
little Apple TV. It's massive. You got cup holders up there.
Yeah, I can hear my mom yelling at me, "Get outside!"
Exactly right.
So yeah, no, and I love that. You know, again, this is we're talking at a price point that is really hard to beat. You know, you got soft touch ceilings, you got day-night roller shades as well. I mean, anything at this price point is typically not going to have that.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Solid surface countertops.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. They've done an incredible job. Just a lot in a price point that you just don't see.
This theater seating is all electric. You have charging ports in here, but it's also just really nice to use, very comfortable. And then here's that 15 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator.
It's huge. I mean,
it's massive.
Yeah, I mean, if you're camping a family of 4, right? You got Bunkhouse.
You're going to need this.
You're going to need it. Yeah, it's just great.
I couldn't imagine not having that.
Yeah, and then we were talking about Entegra and their pedigree of diesel pusher. Well, this is kind of what I'm talking about. There's a multiplex system right here that is the brains of the coach. Just want to kind of go over the highlights of it. So this is your home screen that kind of gives you basic lights, your tank levels, batteries, stuff like that. You can go in here and turn on and off individual lights, awnings, slides, all that's done through this. One of the coolest things about it is it's Bluetooth. So you can download an app on your phone, and if you're in a tight spot, trees close to you, and you want to be outside, check and make sure your slide doesn't run into anything. You can be out there doing it. So really, really nice feature there.
And this is something that you can't tell until you see it in person and play around with the UI of this. But in my opinion, Entegra has one of the best screens and UIs. The reason why I say this is because if you look at some other like touch screens that are in other brands, the screen here is going to be cheap. It's not as bright, and also the touchscreen capabilities are terrible.
It's more magic.
And then and it's like it doesn't have enough RAM or memory, so it glitches. Yep. Not Entegra. Entegra is super smooth and just always seems to work. It's like comparing, you have almost like an Apple iPad in here versus like an Android. Sorry, Android users. But then it's a small thing, but Entegra just does everything well.
Yeah, they just went half our clientele, thanks.
I'm sorry.
So let's move on back here.
I'll stop talking.
So we got your midship bath here, radius shower, big glass door shower. We'll get you some roll on that as well. And then kind of the main reason we want to highlight this coach is the bunks. You know, this is a bunkhouse model and a Super C on a smaller platform. And this is just going to get you just more capabilities of getting into smaller parks and stuff like that, and also be able to take your family with you. So there's not many coaches out there on this kind of platform in a bunkhouse. And they do some cool things here. You know, instead of TVs, everybody now streams, right? So you've got these cool holders in here for iPads or tablets. So kids can watch some TV in the evenings while mom and dad hang out front and relax. So
one thing before you get to the back, Nolan, that I want to point out, if you could get a shot of this, Mike, the vents for the heat, they're down here on the side. They're not in the floor. So you got a vent there, you got a vent here. Mm-hmm. Entegra doesn't put in-floor vents, and the reason why that's important is because generally when you have those in-floor vents, first they get dirty, stuff gets in there, it gets gross, but after a while they start to squeak around it, and then you get soft spots around the in-floor vents. So this is a much better build construction quality to have the vents there. And then we did mention it earlier, I think, but you have the 2 ACs on this, and it's all ducted.
Yeah, and the front one has a heat pump on it, so which is nice. So back here in the back, we'll move into what I was talking about with the storage. Here in the bedroom, you got a queen-size bed, and it does not have to fold up, which is huge. So if you're having to spend the night at a truck stop or something like that, you can easily get into this bed and not have to worry about having to fold it up. So that's a cool feature. But I mean, look at the storage in this. This coach is 35 foot long, and we got a wardrobe here. In here, you got all this storage down here. Every one of these is a really deep storage. So, when you've got you and the kids with you, everybody's going to have enough room to put their stuff. It's a really cool setup. And then we also, real quick, and I'll finish up from here, is above the bed is, you can't really see it, but there is a little hole right here. That is for CPAP. So for us that snore and want to think of our significant others, you can bring your CPAP machine and run it right through there, so you don't have to figure out where to put it somewhere along the side of the bed. So really cool feature. And also right here on the sides, you got pop-up wireless chargers on each side of the bed. So another nice feature for a coach.
Now, if you want to get some shots of this bathroom, Mike, this is a really, really cool floor plan. I love how they do this. You got a pass-through bathroom, so you can shut this and access from the master area, or shut it and the people that are sleeping out here can use it. Porcelain toilet on this Esteem XL. A lot of other brands are going to have that plastic throne. You don't want to sit on a plastic toilet. Trust me, they start to smell after a while. You've got some nice medicine cabinet storage here, and then a big one right over here. I mean, it's basically like a spice rack. It's so massive. It's huge. That's so cool. Yeah. Nice size sink right there, and then more storage below it. And then I love that Entegra does this nice glass shower door, and it's actually pretty big. I'm gonna get in here and show you. Jeez, sorry.
Try not to break it.
Yeah, right. I'm obviously not that tall, but to give you the perspective, I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. So this is really, really tall. I mean, you could be 6 foot and easily shower in here, no problem.
Yeah.
And you don't have those. You don't have the shower curtains. The shower curtains are terrible, because if someone opens the door and you're showering and you have a shower curtain and the gust goes the wrong way, suddenly the shower curtain goes on you when you're trying to shower. It's the worst thing ever. So you want the glass shower doors, trust me.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so Nolan, if somebody wants to buy an Esteem XL from us, how do they do that?
Oh man, that's easy. They just call Motorhome Specialist. So on the screen there, you'll see a phone number, our 800 number for us to reach out to us. You can also reach out to us through our website, MHSRV. One of our 18 specialized salespeople will be in touch ASAP.
Yeah. Again, we're the #1 volume dealership in the world. We're here in Texas, just south of Dallas area. Mm-hmm. We have pretty much every brand you can think of and floor plan you can think of. Yep. And we have arguably the lowest prices in the entire country.
Yeah, and we'll come pick you up from the airport too.
We will. Yeah. If we don't have the lowest price, then call us, because there's a problem, and we'll fix it and get you the lowest price.
Yes, sir.
Please give us a call. Check us out at MHSRV.com. We'd love to earn your business. See you soon.